The biggest story should be every single day that Donald Trump and the MAGA movement is full of lies. They lie, lie, lie. They lie to the working class. They lie to Americans so that they can enrich themselves. This administration has over 30 Fox News entertainers in the administration. And just remember that Fox News paid almost $1 billion for lying. So he has hired proven, skilled liars to perpetrate his propaganda. You may remember during the campaign, he spoke exhaustingly about, no, we don't pay the tariffs. They pay the tariffs. Well, now he's finding out that, in fact, the American consumer pays the tariff. Here's a tweet that he put out. Walmart should stop trying to blame tariffs as the reason for raising prices throughout the chain. Walmart made billions of dollars last year, far more than expected. Between Walmart and China, they should, as is said, quote, eat the tariffs and not charge valued customers anything. I'll be watching, and so will your customers. So here he is, Mr. Free Market, MAGA Republicans, all about laissez-faire, hands-off economies. Here he is threatening Walmart, but also admitting to his MAGA cult that, in fact, you pay the tariffs. You pay them.
Do you really think that the people that are on Truth Social get that part out of this? I mean, I think they believe, oh my God, Walmart is screwing over Donald Trump. He's such a victim. But like you said, it's the free market Republicans. He wants free markets and all this stuff. And now he's trying to fix prices. Do you think that if he were in private business and this was happening to him, that he would eat the tariffs? Well, of course not. And the reason this is happening just all over anything you order or buy is because of his tariffs. And God forbid he take any accountability. God forbid he get an expert in there instead of Peter Navarro to talk about the economy, because he is single-handedly destroying the U.S. economy.
All right, next up, Kylie, put the next one up. Just in, Walmart announces it is raising prices due to Trump's tariffs. Given the magnitude of the tariffs, even at the reduced levels announced this week, we aren't able to absorb all the pressure given the reality of narrow retail margins. This is from Doug McMillon, the CEO of Walmart. And so many Americans shop at Walmart because it's everywhere. It's ubiquitous in the United States, in rural and in urban areas. And yes, the cult will never believe this, but this is an opportunity right here for Democrats to pounce on this, to talk about corporate greed and the MAGA lies. Because what has happened here is Donald Trump and all of the billionaires and Fox entertainers and in his administration, they are lying liars. They lie constantly so that they can enrich themselves. Likewise, Walmart for years has paid its employees minimum wage. You cannot live off of minimum wage. So then what happens? You have to get government assistance to subsidize your income. So who's getting subsidized here? The billionaires at Walmart that fly around on all their private planes and their yachts? Or the workers? Well, who's really getting subsidized is the Walmart shareholders. And that's what's been going on in the United States of America for decades now. You see the wealth inequality go and go and go. Why can't Congress, why can't MAGA pay, the pro-life party, pay people a livable wage? Instead, what we're doing is we're subsidizing these shareholders. So saying, no, we're going to keep hands off. We're not going to tell you how much you can pay your employees. Guess who ends up compensating them so they can feed their kids and themselves? You do. The taxpayers do. The American system is set up where billionaires are subsidized. Even if they don't get government contracts, they're still subsidized because they pay their employees dirt.
And you certainly don't hear anything out. I mean, nothing from the Republican except pro-life. And then when children come into the world and need SNAP, Medicaid, all of these things, they're not willing to give it. They're trying to cut that. And not increasing the minimum wage for this long is an absolute crime. And I think that this is an opportunity, just like you said, for people to stand up and say, this is wrong. We have to earn more. We have to go, the Republicans in Congress need to go after Trump and these tariffs because they know, I hear them on Fox News. They know this is going to bankrupt small businesses. People are not going to be able to afford things, but they're too big of pussies and too cowardice to stand up for their constituents.
And I think that the point that Democrats and progressives need to make right now is there are two things going on. Number one, Trump is pointing out corporate greed only because it behooves him.
Right.
Because he wants them to eat the tariff because he knows how incredibly wealthy Walmart is. And at the same time, we could point out, oh, welcome to the world of pointing out corporate greed. But also, Walmart needs to pay its employees more. And this is just an opportunity for the message of Bernie Sanders and AOC to step in. And the problem that the Democrats have right now, in my opinion, is that there is the Democratic establishment, which is owned by the same corporations and lobbied by the same corporations that lobby the Republicans. And if you think back to why Trump really took off in 2016, he came out and he started calling Marco Rubio and Ted Cruz and Jeb Bush liars. He said they lie, they're beholden, they lie all the time. And finally, somebody kind of called out what we all kind of see, these staged scripts that both parties go by. And he called it out. And people liked that.
Right.
People liked that he was calling politicians liars. Now, did he turn in and was he the biggest liar on the planet? Yes, but I'm talking about a political strategy at the inception of his campaign back then that really got momentum behind him. And if the Democrats could take a play from that playbook and start calling out even people within their own party that are upholding this same bullshit narratives and are so into electoral optics and will not call a spade and say, yeah, we're kind of bought by corporations too. And Donald Trump's going to take us all down. He's going to take down the whole system. So we're going to have to separate ourselves from that. And corporations, if you want to play the long game instead of the short game, then you can join us. But, you know, in the middle of all of this, we have a person who is actively dismantling democracy. Okay. Please support our show by supporting our sponsor. Today, we are sponsored by Prolon. Prolon is the next gen. It incorporates a subtly updated meal plan and formulations while maintaining the same science-backed core technology as the original Prolon 5-day program. Pumps and I are so into our health right now. We're aging. We're not spring chickens, as you know. And I'm just telling you, it's such a great meal reset. What do you think about it, Pumps?
I really like it because losing weight and exercise and eating better, that sounds great, but unless you have a plan, it's hard to get there. So the 5-day fasting mimicking diet gives the science-backed structured approach to stay on track, and you see real results.
You really do. Listener, for a limited time, you can be first in line to experience the new Next Gen at special savings. Prolon is offering IHIP News listeners 15% off site-wide plus a $40 bonus gift when you subscribe to their 5-day program. Just visit prolonlife.com/IHIP. That's PROLONLIFE.com/IHIP to claim your 15% discount and your bonus gift. prolonlife.com/IHIP. Thank you so much for sponsoring our show. Next up, we have Trump's stupid military parade. Okay, here we go. Here's the headline from Politico. Trump suggests military members refuse raises for the good of the country. Pumps, what do you have to say about that?
Well, it's so interesting to me that the military is supposed to take a pay cut to be patriotic. And he is calling up 6,000, I've heard some reports, 7,500 military officers to walk in his birthday parade that's going to cost $100 million. He is running around getting personal gifts for his family and himself from the Middle East, and he has tanked the economy, and he is sitting there telling military members, which we all knew he had no respect for from jump. But to ask them to take a pay cut because it's patriotic while he runs around with a $100 million parade, accepting bribes from the Middle East, the hypocrisy was just too much. I had to point it out.
I just think that it's not just Trump that doesn't support the military. I think that the progressive messaging or the pro-democracy messaging has got to go to calling out the lies that these people have gotten away with forever. We're good with the economy. Lie. We love the military. Lie. You never support these troops when they come back home sick. VA hospitals should be the state of the art, and to the contrary, they are not. It is. You support the bomb making, you support the military industrial complex. You act like with all this, puffery and I'm going to sing the national anthem and even have a tear coming down my eye. You see it in Oklahoma. You see these people when it comes to vote for the soldiers, they are just thrown. It's just the exact same way they say they're pro-family. You're so pro-family and you run around thinking Elon Musk is a genius. He has 1 trillion kids and tries to find potential baby mamas on Twitter. Donald Trump is a total piece of shit dad, and you can see how damaged his kids are. 3 wives, 5 kids. It is all a lie. This entire MAGA movement in the Republican Party, they have lied to you. They've used your faith, your Christianity. They've used all this shit to make you think they care. They've built this huge media echo chamber to propagandize you day in and day out, and they are ripping the country up because this administration hired liars, expert liars, to help propagandize the American public. They hired billionaires to make sure that their special interest was actively protected. The wealth inequality under this administration is going to skyrocket. The erosion of civil rights is already too much. And private citizens are standing up and doing everything they can do. But one thing America is known for is our economy. Private sector CEOs have been missing from this conversation. Kudos to the Walmart guy that spoke out. But get real. It's not just about your profits. Let's talk about your employees, and let's talk about how much the government has subsidized people that work at Walmart to make sure they can live in dignity. Let's have a real conversation about the whole thing. And this is an opportunity for Democrats to arrive at the table and fight for everybody. But instead, a lot of them are still playing this corporate thing. And I think until we get honest about all of that, these problems will continue and continue until it's the complete decline of American democracy. All right, that's all we have for this episode. Subscribe and we'll see you all later.